On page 52 of their 10K, you see they got an income tax refund of $3,102,000, and they were actually very affected by the Deepwater Horizon crisis all those years back, the BP oil spill, and they had to put in their claims to receive settlement in 2013 and 2014, and they just received it very recently. The settlement from Deepwater Horizon claims of $3,186,000, both income tax refund and the BP oil spill claims are expected to be received within the next 12 months as of the filing of this annual report. On page 53, you see the structure of their long-term debt, and it is secured by accounts receivables, deposit accounts, chattel paper. I have no idea what that is, and 2 dry docks. That's pretty fascinating to me because usually long-term debt is secured by liens against all of the company's assets, and you don't see that here. You see it almost piecemealed a little bit. That's not necessarily a bad thing, or I'm not led to believe that it would be a bad thing. The company's cash flow seems to be enough to where they can pay off all the debt within the coming months and coming years. But I've never seen the term chattel paper before, or why it would be secured by 2 dry docks and accounts receivables rather than all of the company's assets like you would usually see. And page 56, you see the breakdown of revenue from their largest customers. The breakdown of years as shown on here, 2017 to 2019, respectively for each customer. At 22% of revenue, customer A suddenly blew up at $45,878,000 this most recent fiscal year. Before that, they were the year prior, they were at $385,000. The company said it's 0% of the revenue on page 56. So I just typed that in accordingly as it was said to be. Customer B suddenly blew up as well to $33.6 million and 16% of revenue. Customer C went to 3% of revenue, whoever customer C was, at $6,490,000. They were 21% back in 2017, but they dropped. Customer D did the same and dropped from 11% of revenues to 3% of revenues. Customer E ballooned from 3% to 14% to 1% of their revenues, and customer F went from 38% to 0%, almost nothing, at $106,000. Once again, it is listed at 0% on their financial statements. So I don't know why they said 0%. Why not just break it down to 0 point whatever? We'll see here. Breakdown of revenue, they'll say 0%, $385,000, 0%, $106,000 on page 56, just to show that I'm not crazy. I calculated out a rough enterprise value of $60,535,000. They don't break out their lease liabilities. From what I could find, their operating lease liabilities in their MD&A section. I calculated out an EV to EBIT. I added back depreciation and amortization into income from operations, and that got me an 8.35 times EV to EBIT. An earnings yield of 11.97%. I just took the inverse of EV to EBIT. An ROIC calculated out as a EBIT divided by, once again, I actually added back the depreciation and amortization. I maintained that number, the sum of EBIT and then depreciation and amortization back as my numerator for this ROIC calculation. Divided by the sum of net fixed assets plus net working capital. Net working capital calculated as follows: accounts receivables plus inventories minus accounts payable, and net fixed assets just being net PP&E. And that got me a yield of, a percentage of 8.5%. Free cash flow yield calculated as free cash flow, net income plus DNA minus CapEx, divided by enterprise value, and which gave me a yield of 6.68%. Please comment, critique this. I need to get this down. Anybody who can offer any kind of insightful criticism and commentary, please do so.